Hello everybody, welcome to the Centbee Show. I'm your host Lorien Gamaroff and my co-host is Kage Ntshingila. How are you doing, Kage?
Good news, Ms. G.
Very good. Welcome to 2024.
2024, the year of the dragon.
The year of the dragon.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of excitement and hope for this year.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a prosperous year.
Yo guys, welcome back to the Centbee Show. It's a new year, fresh start, kicking it off. Welcome to our honey dripping show in the new year. There's quite a lot that we're going to be actually unpacking for you guys. We have new features lined up that we're going to be talking about this year. And also there's quite a lot that's happening in the crypto space that we're going to be touching base on. So yeah, stick around.
There's a lot of news around crypto these days, especially when it comes to ETFs, which is what we're going to discuss today. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty excited about what the future holds.
It's quite ironic that you're saying that because what we have currently happening it's quite similar to what was happening in the year 2000. And that very same year was the year of the dragon.
What was happening in 2000?
Well, it was the millennials breaking into the internet space,
Right.
Yeah, so I think we are also at that peak at this point because a lot of stuff has been happening in terms of technology.
Right.
So yeah, crypto itself, I think it's come to a point where it should be part of people's conversations in the financial space now.
Yeah, exactly. I think that when you speak about 2000, I remember as a kid watching this TV show called Beyond 2000.
Yeah.
And it had the usual things like flying cars and all that sort of thing. But, I mean, kids in the 90s, I don't think we could have imagined a world that we have today, especially with AI and there's just so much tech out there that's transforming our lives.
Yeah. And
that's just the thing about the future. You never know. Mm-hmm. You never know what's around the corner. And that makes life very exciting.
It does, because, since we've been in the space, the tech space ourselves, it's been a rapid growth for us even. So looking at how much people have shown love to Centbee, it's quite heartwarming to see the growth, because we've come a long way. And I think we've reached a point where we also are confident in terms of what we are offering as a product out there. So yeah, this is the year people should be onboarding CNP, getting into the space of tech and just getting enlightened on what's happening.
Yeah, great. So I think we've got a nice announcement today. We're going to talk about a new thing that we've got on the go, and of course that crypto ETF, that Bitcoin exchange traded fund that everybody's excited about. And if you just look at the price of BTC right now, because obviously when people talk about Bitcoin in the mainstream, they're talking about BTC. They're not talking about Satoshi's Bitcoin. But we've been seeing how everybody's been buying that rumor, waiting for this announcement. And
when is the announcement?
Well, it's today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah, okay. It's today. Yeah. Of course, this show is going to be flighted on Friday. Yeah. Today is the 10th of January. And everybody's excited. I think what people are expecting is that the regulators in America, the Securities Exchange Commission, is going to actually say, cool, let's do this, let's do these ETFs. And obviously that's going to have a big effect on the market. But I guess let's launch into a bit of Centbee before we talk more generally about Bitcoin and crypto.
Yeah, Mr. G, I'm happy to be deep diving into our new features.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were asking when is the US money transfer is going to be open, and now is the time.
Now's the time. So we've just launched version 4.3.
Yeah.
It has the long-awaited feature where you can now send money to your US bank account, all bank accounts. We don't have any restrictions at this time about which bank accounts. So now when it comes to the US bank accounts, they have a little bit more information that's required. Okay. You're going to need to provide, of course, the recipient's first name and last name, that's typical, and a mobile number, just so that they can get SMSs and things when money is arriving. Yeah. Okay. But also what's required is the bank account number, the routing number, and a SWIFT number as well. Yeah. Okay. So it's quite a bit of information, but I'm sure if you've been sending money to US bank accounts That should be fairly simple.
Yeah.
So when you do send money to your US bank account or somebody in the US, that you're just going to need to get that information. Just get the routing number, the Swift code, the bank account number, but that's basically all that you need.
Basically, just getting the beneficiaries like accurate details, like,
right,
as they appear in the bank, or as it's sort of like registered in the bank.
Exactly. And if you mistype that, then what will happen is that the transaction will fail, and so we will then need to go and review that. So if you get everything correct, then typically a transaction should just take a few minutes, or depending on your bank, hopefully just a few hours. But if there is a problem with the way that you inputted in the information, then of course that generally gets reviewed manually, and then we can create a refund, and you must then go and edit that contact and just put the right information in. But the idea is that now, if you do have a bank account that you want to send money to, well, Centbee makes it easy from around the world, and that's very much within line of our goal for making Bitcoin SV not just spendable as cash, but also Centbee as a kind of cross-border remittance product as well. So if you're somewhere else and you want to send money either from a different country, or if you're in country and you want to send money, that's really where Centbee shines.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool, because I can see it in two use cases. Like you're saying, you can send money to someone across another country, or you can send the money directly to your own personal bank account, sort of like a withdrawal method of something.
Yes, it's a withdrawal. But just also bearing in mind, it's very important that users do the KYC process, and that just means that you need to verify your identity document. And that's pretty easy. You just go and take a photo of your ID document, like a passport or your ID card or driver's license, something like that. And then you will take a selfie, and then we have an automated process which checks that. Again, if everything works out well, if the photos are clear and you've taken the correct picture, and the face that you take, your selfie is your selfie, the same face that's on the card, then the verification process should be pretty quick. But if there is a problem, then again, we need to manually verify it. But then once you've done that, we're then going to give you some limits, because we need to be compliant with our regulators. And then you'll be able to send money. If you do want to update your limits, or if you want to increase your limits, there is a way to do that. Just send an email to support@centbee.com. What you will need to provide is a proof of address, source of funds, maybe a payslip or something like that, because it's a very important requirement for us to stay compliant. But once you've done all that, then you can go and send money to that bank account.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, Ms. G. I mean, it sounds fairly easy. But guys, remember, every time you're capturing your beneficiaries' details, just make sure that you actually take time to make sure that you are capturing correct details, just to ensure that the process is quicker, because it's going to take a bit of a while for you to get it right. If you mistype something, or you missed a digit, or you need to just take your time, capture the details accurately, and then you will see the speed of BSV through Centbee. Shot. Yeah. Also, don't forget to subscribe, show some love, and also remember to check out the Centbee app. We on version 4.3. Just make sure you on the latest version. Yeah, check it out on the stores. You know the drill by now. Cool, Mr. G. You said the announcement about the ETF is on the 10th of Jan.
Yes, that's right.
Which is today.
That's it, today. So by the time people see the show, the news would have come out. Now, just to explain really what that is, when it comes to these exchange-traded funds, that's what ETF stands for. For the last more than 10 years, we've had companies out there who've wanted to provide a regulated exchange traded product that people who are interested in investing in crypto but don't want all the complexities of managing a wallet or going onto a crypto exchange. Maybe there's uncertainty around the legality of those exchanges. There's a lot of risk, a lot of technical complications. So there's a lot of normal people out there who want to invest in these cryptocurrencies, but they've just felt that it was out of their reach because of all those reasons. Too dodgy, too technical, too inexplicable, but they are still wanting to get involved and get exposed to the price swings.
Yeah.
So companies like Grayscale out there, they're probably the most famous. They've been trying very hard to get a regulated financial product, a fund that can invest in cryptocurrencies, and then that fund can be traded on an exchange, a normal exchange, not a crypto exchange.
A normal exchange.
Normal exchange.
Because I was about to ask that, okay, if you're saying an exchange, I mean, we recently just, like we were focusing on the Binance crackdown.
Right.
So if you are saying exchanges, my question was crypto exchanges or just normal trading exchanges?
That's right. Normal exchanges that list stocks and you can buy Tesla or something like that. But when it comes to these funds, what happens is people might want to invest in something like Tesla or Microsoft or Apple, but they don't want to go onto the exchanges and have to buy those stocks directly.
Yeah.
So what they do is they go and find a fund, a company that's offering a fund that will invest in those stocks on the exchanges, and then other investors can come along and say, right, we're just going to invest in the fund itself. And then the fund, the value of the fund will go up and down depending on the stocks that it holds. And this is an easy way for people to get into investing. Most people, they don't really have an idea about which stocks are doing well. So they look at funds who are managed by people who are accredited and also experienced when it comes to these companies, and they make decisions about what stocks to hold in their funds. And you get all kinds of funds. You even get venture funds that invest in startups. And then people can come and say, right, that fund is an interesting looking fund. They're doing well. They can look at their financials and say that those guys obviously know what they're doing. So let's go and invest in the fund, and then we can go and trade that fund on the exchanges. Now, what this crypto ETF or Bitcoin ETF will do is it will allow these companies like Grayscale to buy the crypto and then offer that fund as something that can be traded on the exchange. And that means then people don't have to worry about holding those assets themselves, and also what decisions they should make about which cryptos. But then also, of course, it brings a lot of legitimacy to the whole thing. If a fund is regulated and is listed on a regulated exchange, and it's a regulated financial product, then of course people will look at that and say, well, this is a lot safer. It's been eyeballed by the securities regulators. They've given it a thumbs up. So that means we don't have to worry so much about the legality risk of the product itself.
Yeah, Mr. G. I mean, with that being said, we know that the SEC has rejected crypto applications previously, like for the last decade, as you said. But what makes it different this time around in terms of the decision that's awaiting?
Yes, there was an important decision made by an appeals court for Grayscale because they wanted to convert their fund into a spot ETF, and then that decision, the rejection, I think it was overruled by the appeals court, and that means now that the Securities Exchange Commission are now able to look at those funds and to make a decision. But as you say, historically they've always been rejected because the regulators have always looked at crypto as being just inherently risky for people. I mean, it's very volatile. The prices are very volatile. And also there's so many scams out there. And so the regulators rightfully have said, look, we don't want to kind of give a stamp of approval to these funds, because that's how people will look at it. And then everybody thinks, okay, well, now they're safe, because people will still be exposed to the volatility of crypto. Remember, crypto itself isn't something, and all these cryptocurrencies like BTC and that, they don't have any underlying value if you think about it.
Because I was about to ask, sorry, Mr. G, I was about to ask that, okay, cool. Like, let's say this is approved. Does that essentially give it value in a sense?
It won't give it value. I mean, remember, it's just a digital asset. So it won't give it value, but it kind of gives it legitimacy in a way. And people will then be more inclined to think, okay, well, if regulators are saying that this sort of fund is legitimate, then they won't think so much about the value of it, and they'll just think, well, it is a product that is legal and legitimate, so let's go and take a punt on it.
Yeah.
But of course, the volatility is very much based on speculation, but also the risk. When people think that, we've seen in the past when China comes out with information about banning crypto, then the prices dump. If somebody like Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy says he's going to buy some more Bitcoin, then people want to pile in.
Yeah.
So, really the volatility issue isn't going to go away, because it's not that there's now suddenly underlying or inherent value in these products, but because now it becomes less risky in a way, from a regulation point of view, to hold these assets, then people will be less likely to get frightened and want to dump the crypto that they hold if there's bad news. So it could very well create more stability in the whole market. But again, as we've discussed before, there's no underlying utility when it comes to these cryptos. Yeah. It's really just an idea in people's minds. Unlike BSV, which has a ledger that is low cost and massively scalable, and can be used in all sorts of applications. Yeah. That gives BSV inherent value because it has utility. It's useful to people, and so people want to use it and need to acquire it for applications. And for like us, we want it to be used as cash. So it's not going to make the whole value of crypto suddenly now legitimate. I mean, there's no legitimate value, I think, around these things. But of course, the legitimacy in giving it a stamp of approval by the regulator will make it less risky to hold from a legality point of view.
I mean, which is cool. I mean, that's the most important thing, especially in the financial space where entities are regulated, users are protected, money's moving in a way that it's transparent in a sense. Cool. So, Ms. G, we'd like to understand, how might the approval of the Bitcoin ETF, affect the market?
Yes. Now, of course, everybody's excited about this, and we've seen how the price of BTC has just been skyrocketing over the last few months. This whole idea of buying the rumor. When it comes to trading, there's a rumor that there's going to be an ETF approved. If that is the case, then suddenly there should be, everyone's expecting there to be a massive amount of normal investors now wanting to pile into crypto and going to want to start purchasing these funds. And of course, when you purchase the fund, then the fund needs the underlying asset. They need to go into the market and they need to purchase the BTC. So if it is approved, the theory is that there are going to be many, many people out there who want to now add a Bitcoin ETF to their investment portfolio. And that means there's going to be massive demand for BTC. And that should theoretically take the price way higher than it is currently. And when we look at the price of BTC on the exchanges, we see how the price has been already affected by that. People are buying in. They think that if the ETF is approved, their BTC is going to skyrocket and break the last all-time highs. So that's all being reflected in the price right now. There's a lot of buying the rumor. Now, if it's not approved, of course, you're going to see probably a massive dump on the market. And if it is approved, well, banks like Standard Chartered are expecting there to be $50 to $100 billion over the next couple months coming in.
Jeez.
And of course, that's a massive amount of money. So if you do hold a BTC and whatever other cryptos are going to be held in these ETFs, well, theoretically, the price is going to go high. So it's a very exciting thing for people to want to pile into, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen and what's going to happen to the price. But overall, everyone's expecting it to be very positive for the market, not just for the price, but also just for the general feelings about crypto, the market sentiment. It'll be positive. Everybody will realize now that Bitcoin is mainstream. It's now being traded on the mainstream exchanges by normal people, not just people who are into crypto. And really, that's what everyone's expecting.
Thanks for that, Mr. G. I mean, that was a clear unpack of the expectation that we are waiting for the announcement for the Bitcoin ETF. Hopefully they approve, but I foresee a brighter future in the BSV space because that's also where people need to pay attention into, like the utility, what actually Bitcoin really is. You know, they should look at it through the lens of Satoshi's vision. It's not only us speaking about the regulation behind the whole crypto space, but more which is the real Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah, so now the whole approval of the ETF, how does that affect the original vision of Bitcoin as cash? BSV is meant to be a utility blockchain, and it's meant to be cash. Bitcoin SV, the original Satoshi's vision of what Bitcoin should be was cash as well as a utility ledger. So it's not meant to be a product that was meant to be invested in. You know, obviously, if it's a utility blockchain, then yes, if you hold Bitcoin SV and there's a lot of demand from companies who want to use it for either their enterprises or like Centbee, who wants to allow customers to use it as cash, it's not meant to be something that you invest in.
Yeah.
But yet still, if there is a demand for Bitcoin, then even Bitcoin SV, the price will be impacted. So although we never tell our users to invest in Bitcoin, we want them to use it and turn it over quickly as cash.
Yes.
This certainly will have an effect on the whole market. And Bitcoin SV is at the moment kind of collected and grouped together with all these cryptos, even though Bitcoin is not a cryptocurrency, BTC is. It will also give other products like BSV legitimacy as well, and people might end up also look to investing in it. So I think that although it's interesting to see how it's going to pan out, this is not something that we are especially concerned about. We're not excited. I mean, I'm not excited about it from an investment point of view, but at least it shows that regulators are kind of catching up, looking at these things carefully and getting involved, which is what we need. Yeah. And also, as Centbee now is in the process of getting a license as well, we're starting to see a world where it's not going to be this anonymous, unregulated space. It's going to become more legitimate, and also the bad players hopefully will start being knocked out, and we will get more accountable institutions involved and accountable companies like Centbee involved. And also give, we talked about normal investors, but just normal people out there, the sense that if you use a wallet like Centbee, you're not engaging in any illicit activity. It's really just about utility and cash. And now the companies involved in it are regulated and licensed. Yeah. So we're keen to see how it pans out. Yeah. I've got a very pessimistic view overall about the crypto market, because I think eventually people will start questioning the whole price thing around these cryptos. Like, why does a crypto have a price? Surely price is supposed to reflect value. And if these cryptos don't have inherent value, why should we invest in them in the first place? Yeah. So it's going to be interesting how it pans out. I'm okay with it either way if it fails. I just hope that businesses like ours can start being seen as real companies that are trying to add value to people's lives. And normal people can get involved, can download Centbee, can see what it means to use a digital cash wallet, a mobile money product that is global, and in our words, can activate your lifestyle if you're a young person and you want to use credit cards or debit cards. Yeah. So let's see how it pans out. I'm pretty excited either way about the future of Bitcoin SV and Centbee, and let's see what the Year of the Dragon 2024 brings.
That's awesome, Mr. G. I mean, I'm looking at a bright future. Yeah, man, this is exciting, guys. Remember to stay in the loop, yo. Download the Centbee app. Make sure that you explore the app, shop. There's a whole lot of products you can get there. Just select your country and explore how many categories there are, products, stores. You can literally be living off your digital cash, guys. So Remember to download the app on the stores, subscribe, show some love. You know the drill by now. Yeah, so Ms. G, we're going to be stepping into this week's feedback and highlights. Yeah, I've been missing some love that we've been getting from our users. Twitch on Twitter just posted, actually, he's asking a question that he never got the code. Why? I'm sure by code he means his OTP.
Yes, that's an important thing. When you sign up to Centbee, you need to insert your mobile number. The reason why that's the case is because Centbee kind of works like WhatsApp, where it connects to your contacts. And so what happens is when you enter your mobile number, then we can send you a one-time PIN to that mobile number, and then that can just prove that you own or have access to that phone. Now, some users have reported that they haven't received that one-time PIN via SMS. And there could be a number of reasons for that. We do notice that sometimes the network fails to deliver the one-time pins, in which case just keep trying.
A retry there.
Yeah, there's a retry, but also maybe just come back later, try it in a couple of minutes' time. We do have some security checks where if you try and request a pin multiple times within a few minutes, then we will block that because it's a security measure to stop people abusing that system. But I think generally SMSs should work. There aren't any networks out there that block Centbee SMSs. We are using a global SMS provider. So I would just say to the users, just wait a few minutes. Maybe it's your network or something like that. Give it another try. Give it more than a few minutes. Maybe give it 10, 20 minutes. And I'm sure that it will get through. But if it doesn't get through, then just send an email to support@centbee.com and we will try and help you out.
Yeah. With my experience, I found that sometimes if you're using like these caller management apps, they sometimes categorize the SMSs as spam, so it doesn't pop up as a notification.
Right.
So sometimes people need to actually double check that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've got Truecaller, and sometimes it does block SMSs or phone calls. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for that, Twitch. So yeah, guys, remember, just be a little bit patient if you're not receiving your OTP. Just give it a few minutes and give it a try there. Or if not, just hit us up on support@centbee.com. Yeah, remember, we're here for you. Yeah. So let's go to our second question. It was also posted on X. So this question was posted by Soy Hansi. So they're asking, they recently transferred money to their bank account, but it failed. They were trying to actually.
Yes, and we've just opened up the US bank transfers. Now, you mentioned it earlier. Yeah. It's very important for the users to put the right information there. If you have, maybe there's a mobile number that's wrong, or a bank account number, or the IBAN number, or there's so many numbers that you have to be careful about. Yeah. So just make sure when you insert that information that it's correct. If it's not correct, don't worry, your money's not lost. What will happen is if you can reach out on support and quote your reference number, because every transaction does have a reference number, then our support will then go and review that and check. And if there's a problem, we can refund it. And you just need to go and edit your recipient to make sure it has the right information.
At least the money doesn't get lost, so at least you can sit with the comfort that your money is still there, but just make sure that you capture your details, your beneficiaries' details correctly. For swift money sends, it's quick, as long as you capture your details correct. Sure. Thanks for that, Hansi. So yeah, we're going to be jumping into this week's highlighted feedback on X. Robert De Vera posted effortless, stylish money flow innovation. Okay, that's dope. I'm glad that people actually find it effortless, because that's our aim. We try to make the product user-friendly and swift. So yeah, second feedback comes from Cassandra on X as well. She's also saying Centbee is the coolest way to send money. Thanks for the Cassandra. Love, Cassandra.
We also think so.
Yeah. Yo, remember guys, if you haven't downloaded Centbee or you haven't updated, I suggest you do so because you're missing out. We've refined the app, like we are saying. The user experience is simple, seamless. You can easily send money around the world, shop for over 1,000 products in your country, live off your digital cash, guys. Come on, it's 2024 now. Yeah, subscribe, download, you know the drill by now, yo. Show some love. Mr. G, I think we've come to the end of the show.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we got to announce our new United States bank transfers. So please give that a try and tell us what you think. And I guess it remains to be seen about that Bitcoin ETF, but the next time we meet, we'll be able to have some more news about that and discuss it. So I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you, Kage. Thanks for the show. It's nice to be doing this again, and we've got some more shows, of course, coming in the future. So be sure to like and subscribe so you can be alerted. And I just want to thank everybody for joining in today at the Centbee Show. Please come back soon.